Next, let's queer up trans rights. Trump spreads false claims about schools and transgender care again. We are not surprised. In a recent discussion with Tiffany Justice, a co-founder of the anti-LGBTQ group Moms for Liberty, former President Donald Trump made unfounded claims about transgender issues and schools. During the fireside chat, Trump asserted that schools are performing surgeries on students to make them transition, a statement that is categorically false. Trump stated, quote, "The transgender thing is an incredible thing. Your kid goes to school and comes home a few days later with an operation. The school decides what's gonna happen with your child," end quote. He further added that many of these children regret their decision in the future. Contrary to Trump's claims, gender-affirming surgery is not performed on minors. In fact, schools are not involved in any form of medical transition. Additionally, the rate of regret for gender-affirming care is notably lower than for common procedures like tattoos or weight loss surgery. Moms for Liberty, which has a history of opposing LGBTQ rights, has been active in efforts to censor LGBTQ content in schools and supports laws against LGBTQ discussions. The organization is recognized as an extremist group by the Southern Poverty Law Center. Trump's appearance at the recent Moms for Liberty event in D.C. also included false statements about athletes, misgendering Algerian boxer Imane Khelif and Taiwanese boxer Lin Yu-ting. Despite Justice's attempt to correct him, Trump continued to misuse pronouns, revealing a troubling disregard for accuracy and respect. Trump has a very long history of inaccuracy and disrespect. This story, again, is another really desperate attempt by Trump to feign support from these extremist groups, and also his inability to actually come up with an accurate statement to come out against the community. I would say it's probably harder to get kids to see a school nurse in school than having actual surgery in a school. I mean, who is sitting there thinking, oh yeah, he knows what he's talking about? I mean, it's so absurd to imagine this, but yet the person that's running to lead our country is saying this out loud on tape over and over.
Well, if you look at the polls, whatever the new percentage is, it's that many percent of people that are believing that kind of stuff that he's spewing out of his mouth that makes absolutely no sense, right? So it's kind of scary. And, Mrs. Justice, which is really interesting that her last name is Justice.
Very.
She's from Florida.
Oh, yes.
And this is her stomping ground here, and she started all of the stuff here. And now it's become nationwide. So, of course, he's aligning with somebody like that to keep on bringing back this message of, fear and using trans people, especially kids, as a dangling carrot to the voters. It's horrible. It's horrific. And none of that makes any sense.
At all.
At all. Kids don't get surgery.
No.
They don't.
Well, I think it's funny from the Moms for Liberty because for years, my understanding of one of their important premises is that they're involved because parents need it. Schools have taken over the parents' role in so many different levels, deciding what books they read and who their friends are and what kind of discussions of sexual health and mental health they have. And yet the schools have been begging parents to be more involved in their children's lives. And suddenly moms are going, well, we want that back. It's like, yeah, but what you're saying isn't true. There's no proof of any of this. And the fact that nobody on Donald Trump, well, I shouldn't say nobody, we don't know for sure because they probably are, nobody on Donald Trump's team seems to be sitting there advising him saying, what are you saying? This is easily challenged and easily checked.
Yes.
And yet you're spewing this as if nobody ever knew what a computer was or media is today.
Right.
So it's kind of laughable, especially since moms, from my understanding, most of the Moms Against Liberty candidates across the nation have been failing at earning, a second term or a new office. So it's like the more crazy they get, the less they succeed, and yet they go on about the world being against them.
Sure. Well,
but that's just angry.
The sex scandals lay within.
Oh yes, and that we don't even begin that. Don't forget that.
I mean,
it's on brand for Trump.
Yeah,
it's on brand. Exactly.